Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Concealer Fest, and today I'm going to check out a new one from the drugstore, the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken 24-hour concealer with caffeine and vitamin C. Comes in 11 different shades. I've got this in the lightest shade that's not the Universal Brightener, which is kind of a pink shade. This is 005 Fair. This retails for $11.99 for, I believe it was 0.27 ounces of product. This is described as a 5-in-1 multitasking concealer that erases, perfects, brightens, hydrates, refreshes skin for a flawless awake look up to 24-hour wear. Formula visibly awakens skin with caffeine and vitamin C. Creamy buildable formula hides imperfections and dark circles and brightens skin while camouflaging puffiness. I need all of that today. We got some dark circles happening. I am puffy as heck on the side of my face that I sleep on. The sponge tip, which is never my favorite, is supposedly antibacterial. If I look at the ingredients, it looks like your typical silicone-based kind of a concealer. I don't see any added fragrance ingredients, although ingredients may be added for fragrance, just none listed as fragrance. I'm a fan of caffeine in my eye care because it not only helps with depuffing, but I find that it also seems to help with minimizing darkness. If you've got the, caffeine's going to restrict your tiny little capillaries from leaking blood, and so if your dark circles are kind of caused by that, you may have some help there. I don't know if there's going to be enough caffeine in a topical makeup coverage product versus having it in your actual skincare, but the way I feel about having actives in my makeup, I'll take them. More is more. I'm totally fine with throwing some actives in here. I will still continue to use my regular skincare, but I'm a fan. Let's try it out. Let's check out shade Fair swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's concealer from Revlon, the Skin Awaken Concealer in shade Fair. Second, I've got from L'Oreal, the Age Perfect Radiant Concealer in shade Ivory. Third is Wet n Wild Incognito in shade Light Beige. Fourth is Flower Beauty Light Illusion in Fair. And last, I've got from CoverGirl the True Blend Undercover in shade Porcelain. I've already got my base on. I mixed up 2 shades of the True Match Nude, the lightest 2 shades, and let's take a look at this concealer. There's your sponge tip. Dry sponge on one, fingertips on the other. Well, maybe I don't need the sponge if this is supposed to be... It's a really firm sponge. It is not cushy in any way, so yeah, I'm gonna take my my regular Shop Miss A sponge and pounce this in. When we get into winter, I actually have better luck using dry sponges for concealer. I don't know why. I'm not flaky around my eyes right now, but in the wintertime, it does seem to help prevent flakes. What do you think, Ziva? You like this one? I know you can't see that side of my face. I'd say pretty light coverage to start, but there's some minimization of purple because I feel lopsided now in terms of the amount of purple going on. Let's try a little bit of fingertip. I went in a little more heavily here. Usually I like to use my ring finger, but sometimes you just go in with what you got. This is a really it's a smooth feeling concealer, but it feels like it's got a little bit of drag to it in a good way, in the kind of way that I feel like helps adhere some coverage. I used a bit more product on this side than the other side. What I'm going to be looking for, I don't want it to settle into lines. I don't want my lines to be visible. I like the spandex smoothing of my under eye lines. Coverage I think is better on this side, though I did use a little more product on this side. Let's try and even it out just a little bit. All right, I'm going to tap in with fingertip. I'm going to smooth all this out with a sponge at the end, though, because I like to make sure I pick up any excess product, because sometimes that's what's causing settling into lines, when you just have too much going on. And all the YouTubers that spent years like drawing massive amounts of concealer under their eyes, that does not work for us mature skin people. It's just too much product is gonna sit in your lines and be yuck. I feel like this is a pretty matte finish for a concealer. It's not really smoothing a ton. I can still see my fine lines, but it's not accentuating them, and it's not yet settling into them. Maybe it won't. Let's zoom in and get a look at this one. I think it is doing a very nice job with coverage. In terms of caffeine having any effect with puffiness, we will need some time for that to take effect. It's not an instantaneous kind of a thing, but I do have some puffiness under the left-hand eye that I've got going on, and specifically today I did not use my Science Serum Bright and Tight because I knew I was planning to do this concealer review, so I have not done any attempts to... Ziva's climbing on my back right now. This is life with Ziva, you guys. This is life with Ziva. This is what it's like to live in my house with this beast right here. Yeah? You getting your 5 minutes of fame? Is that what you're doing? Are we just gonna, okay. So, yeah, so far, nothing is settling. I think the shade is okay for me. It's a little more on the neutral yellow side than, all right, this is just out of control. We gotta, no, Ziva, get down, baby. Shade's pretty good. I think we're not getting that spandex smoothing, but we are getting some nice coverage. The matte finish has me a little nervous because sometimes that tends to look a little dry on me over time. We will surely find out. Let's check the time. It is 11:04. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken. I will say that after applying my entire face of makeup, I do really like how this concealer looks. I think it looks seamless. I can't really see it. Like, I can't see the product on my skin, which is unusual for a concealer in my world. I do wish it had a nice little bit more of that spandexness that my beloved Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away has. But I think we're off to a very good start. I definitely like it. I'm just wearing my usual, none of my makeup's gonna surprise you. It's my fall 2021 semester default work face. Well, I mixed it up a little bit on my complexion. Went back to my Wet n Wild Blossom Glow Highlight, Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink. Every time I dig into this blush, I'm like, gosh, why don't I wear this every day? It's so beautiful. And then I forget about it for a while, and then I remember it, and we reunite, and it's so much fun. True Match Lumi Favorite Drugstore Bronzer from L'Oreal in shade Light. My eyes are this is from Ulta. It's on sale. It might be gone by the time you see this. It's so dirty. I've been using this every single day this semester. From the Ulta line, it was a Gilmore Girls collab. This particular one is the I'm the Lorelai to your Rory eyeshadow palette. I have the other one here. You buy them together, but it's just your default basic neutrals, and it's not even the best formula, but it works really well, and it's really easy, and it's not super pigmented, so you can just like fly, do it really fast and get on your way. And yes, so I've been wearing that like every day. I'm also wearing, I got this in my November Ipsy from Danessa Myricks. This is one of those combo like face/eye products, but I've been using it for my eyes. The shade is Tiara, and that's the inner third of my eyes. It's just kind of I hesitate to call it a liquid shadow because it doesn't, it's kind of liquid powder. It's a very no dry down, nothing sticky, no transfer, nothing like that. It's really, really nice. I'm very much enjoying it. My mascara is the new one from CoverGirl. They really knocked my socks off with the Exhibitionist line. Cat hair on it. Stretch and Strengthen from the Exhibitionist line. I really like this mascara. I like all of the Exhibitionist mascaras. Uncensored was my favorite, but this one is rivaling it now. Like, each one they've put out, I like a little bit more, but I'm enjoying this one. So that is that. My lip is the Flower Beauty Petal Pout Lip Mask. I like to wear this during the daytime. It's a little bit more potent in its moisturization and its staying power than a typical gloss, but it doesn't feel any heavier. It's not sticky. It's a lip mask, but it's suitable for daytime, and I love the format. It's just easier than the Laneige is still my favorite nighttime lip mask, but digging it out of the pot, I know they have it in a squeeze tube now, but that one's not quite as substantial in its thickness, I guess, would be the word. I don't know, but I'm loving this one. Loving, loving, loving. That is on my face today. I'm gonna go to work. It's gonna be a long day, you guys. I'm conducting some interviews. And yeah, that's gonna be my day. I don't usually do a daylight check-in with concealer because shade match isn't really as much of a thing as it is with foundation, but I'll definitely be back tonight to show you guys how it wore. 11:22 p.m. That puts us right around the 12-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken Concealer held up. First, I will say, when I sit down to do my makeup, Ziva does not jump on this chair. When I sit down and turn on the camera, Ziva knows that she can say hello to her legions of fans, and there she is. Anyway, this stuff held up really well, you guys. It's 12 hours in right now, and I would say my makeup in general held up well, but we already know that the L'Oreal True Match Nude is fantabulous. But yeah, let's zoom in and get a look at this one. So I think we've lost maybe a tiny bit of coverage at this point, and I wish my under eye looked just a little bit more hydrated than it does. But that said, I don't think it looks dry. I don't think anything has settled into lines. It even handled, I got a little mascara under my eyes and it handled that just fine. It didn't turn it into a giant mess. Nothing's settling, nothing's gunking up, nothing looks crepey, nothing looks... everything looks pretty doggone good, I would say. I really like the level of coverage, and actually my puff is gone. So the caffeine did. I have a little like spot here that gets puffy in the morning just on this side. I don't know why. I think it's fluid retention kinds of things. It's gone. So now the 24-hour claim, I'm never testing that. So yeah, we'll take their word for it, and I'm gonna say probably not. Like, I think it's at the end of its rope, but if I had to give a grade to the Colorstay Skin Awaken Caffeine and Vitamin C Concealer, I gotta give it an A. I really like it. I wish it didn't have a sponge tip because they kind of gross me out. It claims to be antibacterial. Maybe it is. I don't know. I just don't find it useful, but I really like the coverage. I really like the finish. I really like the staying power. It didn't settle into lines, and it didn't make my under eyes feel dry, and I have skin that dehydrates and dries out very, very easily. So for the things I'm looking for in a concealer, this one worked really, really well. There you have it. We're going A for the Skin Awaken. Have you tried this one? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Same with what do you want to see me review? Let me know in the comments. I keep a running list. I buy stuff whenever I can. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.